Welcome back, SethBling here, and today I want to show you an hourglass in Minecraft. I employed Dr. Brian Lorgan 111 to build this for me, so this was built by him. Let's take a look at the hourglass in action. So the sand's all on the bottom. Let's flip the hourglass and it'll start going. Now we can see the sand from the top is slowly disappearing and being dropped into the bottom. And it takes about a minute for this whole thing to go off. You'll notice that the sand in the bottom forms a nice pile in the middle, kind of like you'd expect to see from an hourglass, and then the sand from the top is also sort of forming a little bit of a cave. Basically, this is designed to actually look like what would happen if you used a real hourglass and had actual gravity. You know, you've seen an hourglass before. It looks about like this, right? And it's pretty cool. And the cool thing about this is it uses actually very few command blocks. These command blocks over here control the sand dropping in the bottom and forming the pile. The command blocks over here cause the sand to get depleted from the top. And there's a few models over there for the turning of the hourglass. And over here there's some other things. You'll notice there's a bunch of cactus on the ground. So this is the cool thing about working with Dr. Brian Lorgan 111. After last week's Paint Bling video, I showed him some more of my ideas. We brainstormed a little bit, and I told him that I had wanted to try to build an hourglass like this. And I told him, you know, what my ideas were, and basically that I wanted it to behave like you see. And I had thought it was going to require a lot of command blocks, and it was going to be really complicated. But he came up with a really cool way to do it. That is actually pretty simple in terms of the number of command blocks you need at least. So if I go into game mode 3, let's take a look at game mode 3. Okay, there are armor stands. There's a bunch of armor stands in here. You can see every single sand has an armor stand sticking up out of it. And then down here, the sand as it falls is actually a block of sand being worn by an armor stand on its head. And so we're definitely using armor stands to do a lot of this. There's also a cat up here. This is Dr. Brian Lorgan's one. This is Brian's signature thing. He has a cat in every video. And so okay, so the cat here is actually really important. In order to pick which sand we're going to use, basically it looks for the armor stand that's closest to the cat, and that's what causes the sort of gravity-like effect where it starts pulling from the middle of the top layer and kind of depletes the middle before it goes out to the edges like you would expect in a real hourglass. Let's start it up again. And so yeah, that's what causes it to go from the middle. And then down here, every time a sand gets depleted from up here, down here one of these armor stands with a sand on its head gets spawned. And so these 5 groups of command blocks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, control that armor stand as it drops. And basically, this first set of command blocks tries to move it straight down, assuming that there's nothing beneath it. If there is something beneath it, then this one tries to move it south if there's a slope, and this one tries to move it east if there's a slope. So basically, it picks the first direction that it can go. Each time it tries to move downwards a little bit, and it picks the first direction where there is a slope rather than it just being flat. So right here, it can't go this direction because it's flat right there, and now it can't go that direction because it's flat. So it just goes the first direction that it can that isn't flat, and that actually causes it to form a nice pile of sand like this, a very nice kind of pyramid style pile of sand. And so that's how the top works, that's how the bottom works. Of course, over here we have the templates for the turning hourglass thingy, the little animation, which looks pretty good. He actually built these by hand. So I really like working with Brian because he takes the ideas that I have, and he has his own thought process of how to simplify it or make it better. So it's a really nice arrangement we have going here. So if you'd like to download this and see how it works, there is a download link in the video description. Once again, I'd like to thank Dr. Brian Lorgan 111 for building this for me. There's cactus over here. I'm not going to explain what it does. Just realized I didn't explain. Yeah, but if you're really technical, maybe you can come in and figure out what it does. But it is actually important to the functioning of the machine. Anyway, download the map if you're interested, and otherwise, that's about it. Thanks for watching.